All right, so this is Jack Watson's ranch, and he lived here from, well, I don't have the dates exactly in front of me. 1895, maybe 1893, clear up until 1938, maybe 1939 or 40. And he had a cabin set right here, in the front of it faced downhill. And he had sheep at first. He herded sheep, then he switched to cattle later on. They were more profitable, and he could have more cattle, and cattle were less likely to die of thirst than sheep because water is very scarce here. This cabin faced down here, and behind his cabin he had a barn. He had a 40-year-old mule, a 20-year-old male, and a 2-year-old horse. I can't remember. I'm going off what I read in his book. Not in his book, but his journal that's been reproduced. And I remember at one point in his journal, he was having a lot of problems keeping his cabin warm. And he says, he was writing his journal, and he says, it was 3 degrees last night. It's impossible to keep my cabin warm. And he has been here for 15 years, and he was wondering how much longer he was going to stay in this God-forsaken place. And that's pretty much verbatim as what his journal says. Anyway, we know that this is where his cabin was because in the book, we matched up the contours of the features in the rock and the saddle and going up, coming down, and so forth. There was a couple pictures taken in there, and we matched up that this was the view. They took the pictures, and interestingly enough, he has some cisterns up here. I'm going to zoom in on it. There's one of them. That's a dam. And it held back water for his cattle and his sheep. And he has several more back there that go up this direction. When one would fill up, it would fill up the next. The next would fill up, it would fill up the next. All the way downhill. And over this direction, this hill over here, according to the map, is Fossil Mountain. Apparently there's fossils up there. I'm not going to hike up and look. And if you follow this all the way up, it will take you back to Highway 50. That's between Delta and Nevada border. Nevada is only this direction. I'm looking west. It's only this direction, probably about 30 miles, so we're not that far. And Area 51 is probably about 150 miles south this direction. We'll be going there later. Not today, but later. And I went out here metal detecting. My dad went out here metal detecting too, and there was just so much trash and tin. It's made it really difficult. Like, here's some wire, some cans, more tin over here. It made it real difficult to find anything. We found some bullets. We found some 22 shells. Not a lot of 22 shells. It seems like no matter how much discrimination I have turned on, I always pick up the brass for the 22 shells. And I'm standing right here where his cabin was. I'm not sure what this digging area here is. If that was part of a foundation or what. But his cabin was right here. And this was Jack Watson's view for over 30 years when he lived here. Thinking about walking up there to take a look at these cisterns. I've been here in the summertime and it's so doggone hot. It's like all I can do to go look at one, maybe the second one up. And I'm sweating. Go back in the truck. Up here, it's an area he called horse pasture. Then beyond that, he called it, what did he call it? Cut off? Not cut off. It was a trail that led down to the Tool Valley hardpan. And that was a big improvement for his way of life, because he was always going to Tool Valley hardpan to tend his sheep or tend his cattle, because there was water over there. And going this direction was a lot better than going around this entire hill. Coming down here and going all the way around. It's probably about 5 miles, 7 miles, go all the way around to get to where this trail leads. What did he call that? I can't remember. I'll keep wanting to say cutoff. But then I know it's not right. It's about 50 degrees out here. It's pretty chilly. Here's what's left. I'm not sure what this area here was. It looks like it was excavated a little bit. Got a little bit of some foundation here. Here's some bed springs, a mattress. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that.